Managing everyday chores with infants can feel overwhelming, and when her little boy suddenly erupted in tears, his mother felt utterly exhausted. But then, a mysterious woman approached and did something astonishing. Olivia expertly maneuvered through the supermarket aisles, her 2-month-old baby snugly strapped to her back. Her 2-year-old Noah clutched her hand tightly as they moved. Around them, other shoppers focused on their tasks, weaving their carts through the bustling store, the low buzz of activity surrounding them. Noah suddenly tugged on Olivia's hand, whining that he was tired and hungry. Despite her gentle reassurances, his frustration quickly turned into loud cries. Soon, the baby on her back joined in, amplifying the chaos in the supermarket. As nearby shoppers glanced over, Olivia, feeling embarrassed and drained, tried to calm her sons but struggled. Exhausted and overwhelmed, she began returning her groceries to the shelves, feeling the weight of sleepless nights and fearing judgment from those around her. In that moment, she couldn't shake the fear that everyone saw her as a bad mother. Sleep-deprived and emotionally drained, Olivia found it difficult to think clearly. A sense of helplessness enveloped the tired mother as the gaze of onlookers intensified. Contemplating her options, she weighed the prospect of retreating from the public stage, choosing to return home to address the needs of her children and spare herself from further embarrassment. As Olivia returned the groceries, a kind-hearted lady named Serena approached her with a warm smile adorning her face. Serena introduced herself and offered to do the unthinkable. She extended a helping hand. She inquired if she could assist in soothing Noah, so Olivia could continue her shopping undisturbed. Initially skeptical, Olivia hesitated. She wasn't sure it would be wise to leave her child in the care of a total stranger. However, Serena insisted, telling Olivia to trust her with this, widening her smile. She would walk with Olivia through the aisles, holding Noah and trying to calm him. Reluctantly, Olivia handed her toddler over to Serena, a gesture that felt like placing her child in the care of an angel. After months of hardship, Serena's kindness was a relief. Olivia, a banker, had married her childhood sweetheart Zach, and together they shared a lifetime of memories. A year after their wedding, they welcomed their first child, baby Noah, and shed tears of joy as new parents. Despite their busy lives, they showered their son with love, watching him grow into a lively toddler who brought happiness to everyone around him. 2 years later, Olivia became pregnant again, and the family was thrilled at the thought of a new baby. Little Noah was especially excited to meet his sibling. After the birth of their second son, Olivia and Zach managed to balance their hectic schedules, embracing the shared challenges of parenting. Life felt full and happy until one tragic day at work. Olivia received an urgent call that wasn't from her husband. Alarmed, she rushed to call home, her heart racing with worry. As she left work and tried calling Zach, a stranger answered, confirming her worst fear. Zach had been in a car accident and rushed to the hospital. Trembling, she sped to the hospital, only to be met with the devastating news that her husband had passed away just minutes earlier. Frozen in shock, Olivia stood paralyzed as the nurse gently delivered the heartbreaking news, unable to process the immense loss that had just shattered her world. After what seemed like ages, she saw the lips of the woman move, breaking the silence. "Take me to him," Olivia finally said. The nurse immediately nodded and led the way to the ward where her husband was. Olivia entered the ward and saw her husband lying motionless on the bed. Her legs buckled beneath her, but she pushed herself forward, her hands trembling as she uncovered his face. The sight of his lifeless body brought a piercing scream from her throat as she collapsed to the floor in anguish. Nurses tried to comfort her, but she shoved them away, pleading desperately for him to wake up. It took several staff members to gently pull her from his side, preventing her from harming herself in her grief. After the funeral, Olivia spiraled into a deep depression. Her sister took her children so she could grieve, but in isolation, Olivia withdrew completely. She barely ate, couldn't speak, and remained detached from everyone around her. Forced to return to work after her leave, she was a shadow of her former self, emaciated, withdrawn, and unable to perform. Her supervisor, growing frustrated, issued a final warning. Freya, a kind colleague, noticed Olivia's struggle and reached out. She introduced her to an online support group, hoping it would offer Olivia the comfort and strength she needed to heal. Olivia, though still indifferent, acknowledged Freya for her concern and dismissed her, but she did search for the group online and joined. Indeed, just as Freya said, within that same month, Olivia gradually began to heal. She gradually returned to her former cheerful self, and soon her effectiveness at work resumed. She expressed her gratitude to Freya for providing her with such information despite her detachment. She also appreciated her sister for coming in for her in such dire need. She took back her children and resumed her motherly role again. But despite her will to climb out of the hole she had buried herself into, it was quite hectic having to juggle her banking career and taking care of the kids. For 2 exhausting months, Olivia struggled with sleepless nights, caring for Jacob and coaxing Noah to bed. One evening, after a long day at work, she stopped by the supermarket with her restless boys. There she noticed Serena, a stranger with a magical touch, effortlessly calming Noah and making baby Jacob laugh with funny faces. Serena's kindness and gentle presence left Olivia in awe, reminding her of the power of compassion in a world that often felt overwhelming. Serena's warmth was a breath of fresh air, inspiring Olivia to believe that goodness still existed. Olivia silently thanked Serena for reminding her of the importance of being present, patient, and caring, lessons she hoped to one day pass on to others, just as Serena had done for her and her sons that day. After finishing her shopping, Olivia expressed her gratitude, and Serena kindly offered to help her to the car. Once there, Serena carefully secured Noah in his car seat while Olivia arranged the groceries. When everything was settled, Olivia hugged Serena tightly, whispering her thanks as tears briefly welled up in her eyes, which she quickly wiped away. When they pulled away, Serena wore a big smile. She asked Olivia about her husband, and with a painful smile, Olivia told her a bit of her story. Serena's compassion shone even brighter then as she gave Olivia another hug before sharing her own story. She had lost her 5-month-old baby a year ago. He was born with CLE, cellular anemia. It had been a struggle for life since he was born. Olivia was touched by this painful story and sympathized with Serena, who gave a pained laugh, saying it's all gone now. They both exchanged contacts and were determined to keep in touch. Olivia couldn't stop thinking about the kindness Serena had shown, and when she got home, she eagerly shared the story with her support group. The response was overwhelming, with many praising Serena's act and reflecting on how small gestures of kindness can make a big difference. Inspired, Olivia made a heartfelt promise to be there for other struggling mothers, just as Serena had been for her. Over time, their bond deepened, with Serena often helping with the kids and becoming Jacob's godmother. Olivia felt immensely grateful for their growing friendship and the support Serena provided. 3 months later, Olivia's phone buzzed with an incoming call from Serena. They caught up, chatting about everything that had happened since they last saw each other. Suddenly, Serena, unable to contain her excitement any longer, blurted out the incredible news. The doctor had confirmed she was 5 weeks pregnant and expecting twins. Olivia's heart raced with excitement as she heard the joy in Serena's voice. Her own heart soared, and she couldn't contain her happiness, screaming with delight and congratulating her friend. Alongside Serena's husband, they eagerly began preparing for the baby's arrival, looking forward to the long-awaited addition to their lives. In that moment, Olivia realized that true friends could also become family. I'm really keen to know your thoughts on this story, so please don't hesitate to share your insights in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and found it engaging, I invite you to subscribe to our channel for more similar content. Feel free to share this video. Take good care of yourselves, and I'm excited to connect with you in our future videos.